Hello everybody, I want to address today negative interest rates and how they might impact your retirement. I'm Telton Hall, Certified Financial Planner at Advanced Financial Planning, where we help upper middle class and affluent families accomplish their retirement goals. Recently, there's a lot of concern and questions around interest rates, especially negative interest rates. Why are we even having this conversation is what people are asking me. Understandably, there's some concern around that. This is new to the world and totally new to the US. So here are some basic concepts to help you understand this. And this video will act as an introduction to our new educational video series. You're gonna love it. Common questions and misconceptions around retiring in a low interest rate environment. You're gonna love it. A nerd like me, we think it's fantastic. First, negative interest rates only exist in a world ruled by central federal banks. In a completely free economy, nobody sets a rate where I pay you to keep my money. But in a federal bank economy, the Fed sets or adjusts rates to create a certain effect in the economy. Concept number 2. The economic philosophy around this type of management of the economy, it's pretty straightforward. The federal funds rate, it's called a monetary policy tool that begins with banks because it eventually trickles down to consumers. So theoretically, when there's too much growth and price inflation, then the Fed can raise interest rates to slow things down. I have a lot more to say about that in the second video in the series. Or, which has been really the go-to play in recent history, when the Fed lowers interest rates, it's really the point there is to stimulate growth in the economy. So lower financing costs is supposed to encourage borrowing and investing and spending. Check this chart out. It's the Fed rates over the last 65 years. So in the video series, we'll address exactly what that Fed rate is, how it affects all the other rates that you're used to. But at this point, just notice the ultra low rates that happened in the 08-09 recession and notice where we are now. You can't go any lower, can you? Well, that brings us to concept number 3. The concept of negative interest rates is taking that theory, the theory that low interest rates stimulate the economy. Let's take that a huge leap and say, if lowering the interest rates helps people make more purchases and invest, imagine how the economy will boom if we change the system and charge people to save money. Everybody would be spending and borrowing like crazy and the economy will take off. That's simplified, but that really is the concept. So here's the fourth concept. Thankfully, the US does not have to be the first to try this experiment. So in 2014, European central banks, they attempted to mitigate their debt crisis, if you remember that from 2014. One of the ways they attempted to mitigate it was with negative interest rates. And then Sweden and Denmark and Switzerland, and then in 2016, Japan's central banks also decided to try it as well. So far, the experiments have suggested that negative interest rates do not create tremendous benefits and that there are substantial negative effects, particularly on retirement systems. Think about a pension that's used to using historical interest rates when they create their payment promises. Those interest rates are probably at 5 or 6%, and then you're stuck in 5 or 10 or 15 years of very low or even negative interest rate. That pension fund might be struggling. It's probably really in trouble. So there's been negative impact on retirees. It also creates a distortion in the lending system. We won't get into that right now. Perhaps worse, it's a detriment to savers. We're going to take a deep dive into that in one of the videos in the series. As a note, Sweden has since raised their rates back up out of negative territory. So that brings us to key concept number 5, consumer sentiment, where lowering of interest rates seems to lead people to respond with an attitude of, oh, this is an opportunity. Negative interest rates seem to create the opposite sentiment. It causes folks to say, whoa, this is not a good situation. I'm really going to pull back my enthusiasm. So far, the Fed chair, has demonstrated they are aware of these negative impacts and are not inclined to use negative interest rates as a solution. But the fact that this is even a conversation gives us an indication of where interest rates are going to be, and it's not high. I can't emphasize enough to review or create your current retirement plan. If you're in retirement but still have investable assets, let us give you a second opinion. If you have a plan, let us update it. And your investment strategies, let us help you update those for the new world that we live in. Enjoy the rest of the series. We look forward to hearing from you.
If this information has been helpful to you, check out our other Telton's Tips videos, or better yet, call our office. You can talk to an advanced financial planning team member like me. Imagine that, a real life human that cares about you and your goals. My name is Caden Keller. I work here as a financial advisor along with Telton and the rest of the team. Here, we take a team approach to caring for our clients because we all know 2 heads are better than 1. So give our office a call, and I or anyone else on the team would be happy to answer a quick question for you or schedule a complimentary retirement planning meeting. There's also a link provided if you would like to learn more about who we are at Advanced Financial Planning or what it is we do for our clients in planning for their retirement. Lastly, the schedule an appointment link will bring up our calendar, and you can choose a time for a complimentary on the phone or an in-person retirement planning meeting. Whichever option you choose, the only mistake is to do nothing and keep working and putting retirement preparation off until you die at your desk. I've seen it time and time again. No matter how good and specialized Telton and I are, when people wait too long to seriously consider their retirement options, they're significantly set back and can damage their retirement. So call, schedule, or click to learn more. You've got nothing to lose, and your future self in retirement has a whole lot to gain.